times where I've done virtual therapy with Kingston, and he like literally is like, bye, and he clicks it and turns it off.
Yeah, like 5 or 10 minutes into the session, we're like, you're done?
So speaking of chasing the standard, let's talk about the Broncos real quick, obviously.
Good segue.
The Chargers fan base is really, really cool, really, really welcoming, mostly, especially if you're at SoFi.
The preparation for...
Where's my Jayhawk question at, man? That's what I want.
It's coming right here.
Oh, if they take one message from this book, I would say not to compare yourself with others.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome into another episode of West War Room Rivals. I'm your host, Corey. I got Ethan and Austin here with me. Cody has work obligations, so he will not be with us tonight. He'll be back tomorrow as we get ready for tomorrow's episodes. So let's get some sponsorship shout outs real quick. We got Troy and his team over at Field Ops Kansas for all your court marking, field marking needs. Make sure to give Troy and his team a call. Angie and her team, Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice, as well as the Showbix banking of choice for almost 10 years now, more. So that's great. And then Jeff and his team over at JVW Solutions Studios. As we are recording live out of the JVW Solutions Studio tonight, I am going to pass the mic over to Austin as we have a very special guest with us here tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you. Our guest in the war room tonight played in the league for 12 years, had over 8K career rushing yards and a league-leading 17 touchdowns in one season, and has a second-team All-Pro under his belt. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the legend himself, Mr. Stephen Davis.
All right.
How you doing?
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Right on. So we're ready to dive in and talk some ball tonight?
Yes, of course.
Always.
I see Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers.
Right? And then our Raiders rep is work obligations tonight, but he'll try to comment and get in the comment section, but he wished he could be here, but sometimes work obligations unfortunately do arise. So just like the Raiders, he doesn't show up when we need him. Outside of that, we love Cody, but we'll get, he has some questions over here on the thing that we'll get to as well from him. So
I bet y'all have some heated arguments, all y'all from the AFC West, huh?
Yeah, think about brothers. Chiefs, Broncos here. We've had some Christmas games and holiday games that kind of, I don't want to say end in a bloodbath, but it's not very holiday-like.
Yeah.
Right. I know that's right.
Right on. So the question we're going to start with is from our friend Matt. He's currently deployed in the Navy overseas. He's usually a part of the show with us as well. He's another Broncos fan, but obviously serving the country and everything comes first with him. And so he's overseas. He was a big fan of yours, so he wanted to get a question in. So we're going to start with his. And what he wanted to know is, when you look at Auburn's all-time rushing leaders and you see your name near legends like Bo Jackson, what kind of pride does that give you, and what does that accomplishment mean to you today?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Matt for his services, man, and thank you for that. And be safe, and God bless you. One of the things is I was recruited by Pat Dye, and when I met Pat Dye, one of the greatest coaches I ever met, and to be recruited by him and have the opportunity to sit down and speak with him and everything. I didn't actually get to play in a game under him because my first year in college, I was a prop 48, and then he resigned after my freshman year. But being in that list, man, you got some guys that really put some numbers up, and to be able to say that I'm in conversation with those guys is a great feeling, man, and a great honor. Not only that, being able to meet Bo and have the opportunity to speak with him when I was a young Auburn Tiger, and and go out and do some of the things that I did, and it wouldn't have been nothing if I didn't have the guys like James Boshlick, Reed, Joe Frazier, Harold Morrow. Those guys, some of the guys I played with, and just to go out and do the things I did was great. And coming from high school and having all the hype and everything and getting my opportunity, that was a great feeling too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And then again, names like Bo Jackson, and we got to remember, Auburn's a proud school. They've had talent forever, SEC pride, everything. So, not only to be listed with names like that, but they've also had a lot of people run through there as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into your playing career a little bit, we want to first ask, by getting to know you, of what does your life currently look like? What does it look like after you've stepped away from football?
Just traveling, man, and I have 3 grandkids now, so and actually one on the way, and just
Congratulations.
I was able to enjoy my son's football career, and now he's coaching, and that's something that I'm proud of. And my youngest daughter, just watching her grow and become the young lady that she is, and being able to say she's working in a law firm, it's a great feeling. And my wife, it'll be 30 years we've been married next year, and to be with someone that long and someone that knows you like the back of her hand, and to be able to live life and some of the things that we went through, and when I was playing ball, being injured, having to worry about me and everything. So, it's life is good, man. Life is good. Life is good.
Yeah.
Good to
Love
hear.
hearing that. Loving you get to have some of that family time now, right? Makes it all worth it. Life after football, finally get to enjoy that family time. I love that for you. So we're going to go on to the next one. As fans, we don't get to see a lot outside of, what you did on the football field and everything necessarily. So if fans were to spend a day with you, what do you think they would be most surprised to learn about you?
That I'm probably one of the only people that actually sit home and watch old TV shows. Like now, I'm watching one of the old TV shows that was on HBO, The Wire.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
It's classic. I had to watch. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. So, but sit at home, enjoy my wife, sit by the pool. The grandbabies. When they actually moved to Florida, 3 of them moved to Florida, and just go down there and enjoy them, man. And I don't do much. I don't do much at all. Run errands every day. I always have a wife to-do list.
Oh yeah.
I always have one of those.
You mean all pros aren't exempt from that?
Say that again.
All pros aren't exempt from those honey-do lists.
With my body being sore all the time, I gotta pick my things I do each day. So she has one every day. She has one every day, and she's great, man. And we just enjoy each other, enjoy our friends and stuff like that. Family. That's what I'm gonna be around. My family and my friends.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we love hearing that the afterlife of football, because we know, obviously we see the football players and everything that they do each and every week for years, and then to kind of hear what they do afterwards. And we've heard the transition's a little tough after the first so many years after you get out of football. So as we move into, who are some of your biggest influences growing up, both on and off the field?
I had a lot of people, man. More importantly, I had my mom. My mom was one of my biggest inspirations. She got breast cancer when I was young, and I wanted to quit playing football, and seeing everything that she was going through. She always told me, don't ever quit something that you're doing, and for her not to quit, going through the chemo and everything and having to deal with that, that really inspired me as a kid. I had a high school coach by the name of Ray Wilson. He passed away my rookie year in the NFL. He's one of the guys that really motivated me for a high school level. And, going to Auburn, You know, you had Rodney Garner that inspired me. You know, you had my best friend, Damon Logan. He was one of those guys that pushed me all the time. And, you know, when I got to the NFL, you had guys like Terry Allen, Brian Mitchell, those type of guys, you know, that I looked up to that taught me the ropes, taught me how to be a pro. You know, and, you know, I got, like I said, I got a lot of people. My kids inspired me. You know what I mean? My wife inspired me. You know what I mean? My neighborhood inspired me. So, you know, but most important, I had a lot of people in my corner and still do. You know,
Good.
and it's a blessing. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world.
That's fantastic to hear. One thing I want to ask is what do you consider your biggest accomplishment that you're most proud of that has nothing to do with football? So since your playing days, what are you most proud of?
That's a good question because I'm proud of my kids, how we raised them, respectable, being professional. I'm proud of being able to go in and get my degree before my mom passed.
Love that.
And you know, and so, you know, just being a good husband, man, being a good father. You know, with Father's Day just passed, you know, we don't get all that recognition that the mothers get, but just being, you know, and you know, just being a good friend and being somebody that can come to me and talk to me about anything.
Did you have a good Father's Day?
I had a wonderful Father's Day. We actually went to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forward up in that area. Me and my wife and some friends. It was about 8 of us.
Okay.
Guys that I grew up with, guys that, you know, best friends to this day, that I've been around all my life practically. We went up there, had a good time, and made some more memories, man.
Yeah.
Love that. Glad to hear that. Now that we got to know you a little bit, we're going to dive in a little bit of football, kind of start on the early days with the recruiting process. So growing up in South Carolina, when did you first realize that football could take you kind of beyond your hometown and into more?
When I was in the 10th grade, I ran track too, and when I was in the 10th grade, and you know, we had a new coach. Well, we had a coach that he loved to run the ball, but he had me playing receiver. Until Ray Wilson, the guy that I was speaking about earlier, he was the athletic director. He went to the coach and told him, "Say, man, you need to put Stephen Davis at running back." But they called me Steve Davis at the time. He said, "You need to put him at running back," and he put me at running back one game. Had a good game, and after that season, and after I ran track, we got a new coach, and when that coach came in, his name was Doc Davis, no relation. He came in and he really motivated me to try to get to the next level. And one of the things he did instill in me was discipline. You know, he's one of those type of guys, great coach, great person, and we won state championship my senior year. But after I ran track and everything kicked in as far as the recruiting and stuff, I wish I was being recruited today with the talent I had back then.
Yeah.
It was totally different. You know, if you was a blue chip guy, you was one of the top players in the country or whatnot. And I was a blue chip guy. And it was a great experience. And being from South Carolina and not going to a South Carolina school, that hurt a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, when I told you I was a Prop 48, if Clemson was able to take ACC was able to take Prop 48s at that time, I might have went to Clemson. But I went to Auburn, and one of the greatest experiences I ever had in my life as a young adult, and it was great, man. And like I say, if I can we want to have time and go back with all the NIL and the endorsements these kids getting. It's crazy now. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean they might not want to go play professional football anymore.
No.
You know. So
yeah, you would have made a ton of money in NIL. 5-star recruits, top in the country.
Yeah, a lot of money. But you know, we us old heads, we open the doors up for these guys today. So
yeah, and I think it was just a couple of years ago that the number 1 overall recruit got like $11 million to go to his school. So I know you were the number 1 recruit. So think about that as a 17, 18, 19-year-old getting $11 million to decide.
It was like that for a reason. It was like that for a reason. And, whatever, you know, how social media have taken off and guys really promoting themselves, you know what I mean, they can really make a lot of money in high school and in college now. So I think it's good for them. I think, you know, give guys financial stability and not only that, responsibility early on in their life, in their career, in their adult lives.
Yeah, so we know you ultimately went to Auburn, but were there other schools that were like heavily recruiting you at the time?
Every school in the country. Every school in the country.
Yeah.
But I was more interested in. I like Florida State. I like Clemson. I didn't like South Carolina. Georgia, Alabama. I can't believe when I went to Auburn, I can't believe I took a visit to Alabama. But you know, it's but another story. But those about the top schools that I really was looking at personally. But every school in the country wanted me. I'll never forget. I met Lou Holtz, and one of the greatest college coaches ever been. I met him. He came to my house, and one of the things he said to me is, "Am I ready to play?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm ready to play." Yes. So Notre Dame was a top school on my list as well.
Oof. Off the back of that, we hear a lot of times when it gets, especially from like college to the NFL, but it happens with high school to college, of scouts just have something wrong. Like Lamar Jackson, the Chargers famously asked him if he would convert to receiver instead of being quarterback. Yeah. Were there any kind of misconceptions in your recruiting process, either from high school to college or from college to the pros, that you thought scouts got wrong?
Not so much as from high school to college, but from college to the pros. I'll never forget when I first got to Washington, and my running back coach at the time, what was his name, man? Coach Jackson. His name was Coach Jackson. And I had a bad practice that day. And we was walking off the field, and he told me, he say, "I see why they said that about you in the scouting report." and I'm like, what did they say? You know, I'm like, shit, everybody has a bad practice, but in the NFL, you can't have a bad practice. Yeah. So, and when he said that to me, that kind of clicked it in my head a little bit. But only thing I can say was that they didn't think I was as fast as I was. I mean, I run too high or something. I can't remember. But he was one of those guys that told me what was in the scouting report, and I had to get my shit together. Basically.
Yeah. Yep. Was that Coach Hugh Jackson? Was
no,
that
it wasn't Hugh Jackson.
Okay.
It wasn't,
I can't remember if he was there or not.
Bobby Jackson.
Okay.
He coached at St. Louis.
Yep.
He coached Marshall. He left us and went to St. Louis.
Okay.
When I was in Washington.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine hearing that though, but you did kind of speak on it a little bit ago. So we're going to kind of adjust the angle a bit. And, what advice would you give today's recruits trying to navigate the NIL and the transfers and social media? If you wanted to try to give some advice to them.
It's good to promote yourself because you are promoting a product. You are promoting a brand. It is to promote yourself, but understand that you're not chasing the money. You're chasing something that you love to do.
Mm.
If you do that and you chase what you love to do and have fun doing it, all the money and all the NIL deals and the endorsements will come. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. It's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody can do it. Just, do some of the things do the small things, Everybody can run fast. Everybody can catch the ball. Everybody can do the same things that you do, but they do it faster. So you got to have that edge on everybody. You got to study film. You got to study your craft. You got to understand why in whatever particular offense you in, system you in, you gotta understand why you doing certain things, and that's what separated a lot of guys, man. That right there.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, tell them, remember why you're getting paid the way you are too. Like the coaches see something in you. Like don't show them that they're making that right investment, because then it shows the next level that, hey, they can handle the investment. Like it's not just a check. I mean, they're they see the value in what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, I have no issues with kids getting paid. I just want us to be smarter.
I respect Dion a whole lot because being able to go out there and do some of the things he's been doing as a coach. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he did say, chase greatness, don't chase a check.
Yeah.
If you chase that greatness, your check gonna come. So it's you just gotta be great at what you're doing, and people will see on any level that you own, and that's in any sport.
Mm-hmm. So this is one of my favorite ones. I like getting to know like the transition. So I want to start with the transition from high school to football, competing in the SEC, because it's not like you're going to some small league. I mean, it was the SEC. Everyone knows about the SEC. So what was that transition like?
Oh man, it was a great experience. Not only that, one of the toughest things that I had to deal with. I went to a high school in South Carolina. We was one of the bigger schools. We played in the highest state championship that you can play in the highest conference. And the thing is, man, when you go from high school to college, everybody just as fast as you. When I came out of high school, I ran a 10-2, 10-1. And when I got to college, it was like, dang, all these guys fast too. But you just got to go in and like I said, understand what you're doing and why you're doing certain things in your system. And the toughest thing to do in the game is make a mistake. So you try not to make those mistakes and be the one that costs you the game.
It's funny you bring that up. Before the show, I was looking up your combine results because I was just interested. You ran a 4.52, which like my first thought was like, man, that's not that fast in like comparison to like modern NFL running backs. But
I did not.
In reality,
excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off. I did not run a 4.52.
Oh, what'd you run?
I ran a 4.34.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Yeah, I ran a 4.3. You might be talking about my son when he did his workout.
Oh, maybe I saw the wrong thing.
Yeah. You might be talking about my son. But
man, you ran a 4.32?
4.34.
4.34.
Yeah, and then when I didn't work out at the combine because I was hurt. But when I ran at my pro day, I had my pro day on a Tuesday and a Thursday. I still remember this to this day. On a Tuesday and a Thursday. And on a Tuesday, I ran a 4.34. And on the Thursday, they, scouts that wasn't there Tuesday came on Thursday. And one of those scouts was the running back coach from Washington, Bobby Jackson. and he say, "You ran on the turf. You ran on the turf on Tuesday. Let's run on the grass and see how fast you hit." And I ran a 4.36 on the grass.
Hey.
So, my combine workout, I didn't lift a lot. I didn't lift a lot of weights, but I was strong. You know what I mean? I just did that like 17 times, 18 times, something like that. But I had a good workout for us running and catching passes out of the back, doing the routes, running the plays and cutting the stuff. I did real good. And the thing about it, I was like, I was predicted to go first round, but I fell to the fourth round. And, you know, it was some things said about me when I was coming out of Auburn from some of the coaches there that got me drafted in the fourth round. I was a great teammate. I worked hard, didn't cause no problems or anything like that. You know, respectable and everything, but you know, I guess I got a quote unquote a bad word said about me or whatever. But you know, it happened. Everything happened for a reason. You know, and I took my opportunity Noah Turner gave me and ran with it.
I'm really surprised you say you weren't a workout guy, because the one thing, and so I went back and watched 3 games earlier today, your lower half was so strong. Like your quads down, it was one of the like toughest like break tackles I've really seen out of a running back. So it's really surprising that you say you weren't lifting all that much.
Well, I ain't say I ain't lift that much. I say I wasn't really a workout guy. I worked out a little bit now. I worked out a little bit. But one of the things that, you know, I really worked on when I left Auburn and got into the NFL was keeping my pads down, you know, running behind my pads and using my strength in my lower half of my body. And you know, I was pretty strong as well in my upper body, but you know, I think my greatest assets was my legs, my lower body, and my vision on far as seeing the field. And I tell every young kid, young running back this: if you can be patient with your eyes and understand your blocking scheme, you'll be a good running back. You'll be a good running back.
So sorry, I got us off track because I heard.
No,
but I'll ask the real question now. So back to Auburn. Who are some coaches or teammates that you feel like had the biggest impact on you, or you want to shout out for your time?
I had a few. Big Willie Anderson. She'll be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Absolutely.
Play offensive tackle for the Bengals.
Yep.
Wayne Gandy.
Damn.
Wayne Gandy. Tony Russell. No, not Tony. His name was Tony. I can't think his last name. He's one of my four. He played for the Jets.
Tony Richardson.
That's my guy with the Chiefs.
But it was a guy in Auburn named Tony Russell as well, but they hung together. So Tony Richardson was one of those guys. Victor Riley, Shannon Robeat, Jason Taylor, Andy Fuller. You know what I mean? Those guys that I played with that, you know, that was hard, that worked hard, and all of them offensive guys. And, you know, I really looked up to some defensive guys: Chris Shelley, Brian Robinson, you know, Calvin Jackson. You know what I mean? Those guys were some hard-working guys, man. They did. My sophomore and junior year, secondary probably one of the best in the country in 93 and 94.
Yeah, I'm actually disappointed in myself that I didn't connect the dots with you and Tony Richardson. That's one of my guys, but yeah, no surprise you shout out some of the ones paving the way for you, right? That's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be talking to y'all if I don't, you know, guys that block for me, guys that got me here. You know what I mean? One of the best blockers I ever seen in my life was Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
I mean, he was knocking guys down, not 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? So he was one of those guys, man, and he worked hard. Probably one of the smallest fullbacks I ever ran behind, but he worked hard as well.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Love that. So just a quick one. What's your favorite memory from your college playing days? Was it a game? Was it a little, brotherhood team bonding moment or what? But, favorite memory from your college days?
Fred Beasley, y'all remember? Y'all know Fred Beasley?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Beasley. I recruited him to come to Auburn.
Okay.
And he was a tailback at the time. He was a tailback. But when he got there, they moved him to fullback because he had to be on the field because he was one of those guys that played that was a great player, a good player. And he had to be on the field, so they moved him to fullback, and they wanted both of us on the field. We was playing against Georgia, and he had a long run, and he got caught. And we always argue about who's the fastest. And when he got caught, me and him had fun with that. But I have a lot of memories, man. I have, my first 200-yard game against Arkansas. Never forget, Rodney Gunner came in the locker room and said, "We're gonna run you today." I said, "Okay." They always tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I took advantage of that. There was a lot of great memories, man. We used to go. What they call it when you put the bright lights on the deer?
Deer in the headlights.
Yeah. We used to go. You had a lot of guys from different areas, so they used to like hunting. So we used to go out and put brights on them and shoot them and barbecue them for the weekend.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I love that.
So as we
got caught one time though, I almost got suspended for a game. Got caught one time.
Oh yeah. Ooh. So how did the college experience? So we talked about the transition from high school to college. Now the transition from college to the NFL. How did that experience, and how did your college playing experience get you ready for the NFL?
When I got to the NFL, when I thought I was going fast, I wasn't going fast enough. And once I understood that, the game slowed down for me. Once I learned the system, everything slowed down for me. And being able to play fullback and running back, and one of that's what I love about Brian Mitchell, man. He should be in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yep.
He's one of those guys. He always told me the more you can do, the longer you'll play. And he did it all, and he played for a long time.
Yes, he did.
And when they asked me to play fullback my second year in the league, I was like, I don't know, but it was an opportunity to get on the field, and it made me understand what we was trying to do as an offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then and that transition was hard, but when I really understood about it was, you got to always be fast in what you do. If you're making a mistake, you got to do it fast.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing the right thing, you got to do it fast. And understanding your blocking assignments as far as blitz pickups and stuff like that. We didn't have to do that a lot in college,
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to the NFL, and it's so sophisticated and so advanced, you got to understand where they're coming from, why you going here, stuff like that. And, just study your playbook. I mean, once you understand your playbook and look at a lot of film and see and get repetition at it, that helps out a whole lot.
Do you feel like?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you feel like playing fullback helped you with your pass protection? Because you were a fantastic pass pro running back?
Yeah, it did, and it helped me far as understanding as a runner how to read off my fullback and stuff like that. It helped me out a whole lot, man. And I never forget. I'm sorry to get off the subject, but I never forget when they moved me to fullback. I played fullback a whole season in '98, and they had drafted Skip Hicks. I don't know if y'all remember Skip Hicks. They had drafted Skip Hicks to be our next running back. And in '99, Nard Turner came to me and said, "I'm gonna give you an opportunity. It's up to you to win it." And that's what I did, man. And I didn't look, because Skip Hicks had a hell of a rookie season. He had a hell of a rookie season, and was gonna be the starter the next year if I would have stayed at fullback. But I wasn't staying at fullback. I thought that took a couple of years off my career too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Running down the sideline and getting hit by that wasn't my welcome. My welcome in the league moment was we playing in Buffalo my rookie year, and we lost the first game to Philadelphia, and we went on a 7-game win streak. We go up to Buffalo, and it's mid-October, so you don't think it's going to be that cold, but it's cold as hell. The coldest it's ever been in football.
Yeah.
And Buffalo, they beat the brakes off of us. And I got in the game at the end for his mop-up. And Chris Spillman hit me.
Oh, yep.
And when he hit me and I hit the ground, and at the time, that was turf. And, you know, it's when turf cold, it's hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And he hit me, and I was like, oh, my God. This can't be life. But that was my welcome to the NFL moment right there.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of curious on that up the sideline one though. How'd that end? What one was that?
That was Steve Atwater when he was playing with the Jets.
Yep.
And I, you know, it was like 90 degrees out. I got up, snot bubbles. Not knowing what sideline I'm on, and that was one of the welcome to league moments. But I had been in the league about 4 years by then.
You thought it was a welcome? No, yeah. When we had Christian Okoye on, he's like, "Y'all can ask me about that hit. It's okay." So we've had a few Steve Atwater stories through the years.
Yeah,
so.
Steve Atwater, yeah. John Lynch too. John Lynch, yeah.
Yeah. Man, you're talking about that era. It gets me.
My buddy always joked with me about John Lynch because they had it on the sports. They had it in the Sports Illustrated when he hit me. They had the picture, so he always give me a hard time about it.
Yeah,
I ran off John Lynch too.
Love that. So
more than he hit me.
Yeah, I love that. But you obviously became one of the league's most physical runners, during your time. Where did that running style come from? Was that natural? Did you pick it up somewhere? Were you always playing with the older kids and kind of always had to do it? Or, where did that style come from?
Yeah, I actually did. And just picking up on things guys did over the years. One of the best running backs I ever seen play was Eric Dickerson. I love the way he ran the ball. Marcus Allen, love the way he ran the ball. And then not only that, the guy that was in like Terry Allen.
Yep.
Once I got behind Terry Allen and learned his. I actually learned his running style. He's a guy that weighed 201 pounds at the time, running like he's like 230, 235. And he was a tough guy. He, running in between the tackles. I always say, well, that's where the money was at. So.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, I was amazed to see that one season you had 356 carries. So during your All-Pro season and the TD title run, what kind of clicked for you that year?
Offensive line, man.
Always.
You had Trey Johnson, God rest him, bless his soul, just passed away a few months ago. Great guy. One of the fastest offensive guards I ever seen in my life. He was the leader of that offensive line. Larry Sinners coming in, doing the things that he did for us, being a mentor. You know what I mean? And just being able to take advantage of the opportunity that I got, you know, and then want to look back. You know what I mean? And everybody say, man, your 99 season was your best season. I say, no, my best season was my 98 season. Because I got on the field to learn how to play fast and be able to get the opportunity. Guys like Coach like Terry Robisky, giving me the little private prep talks, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And and being accountable, man, and being able to go out there and have the coach rely on me, trust me to do some of the things I was able to do.
Yeah, weirdly enough, we have a cousin who's a huge Washington fan, and I don't know where. I think
we know where.
His dad's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, so we named him Dallas, but he's a huge Redskins fan. So like we were telling him,
that's
kind of it's crazy, but he's a huge Redskins fan, and he loved watching you play. I do know that. My brother had sent him something, and he was super excited to hear that we were going to talk to you. So just wanted to let you know we actually know someone who's a huge Redskins fan. So again, that's
when you're saying a lot of these names, we have actually heard them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because we are or we're Redskins fans, but we were a fan of yours. We're Chiefs fans, Broncos fans, but we enjoy quality football. But when you mention a lot of these names, it kind of throws us in the way back machine with some of this.
Because if somebody in Washington hear you say what Redskins did, oh no, we're the Commanders.
That's true.
Yeah. I forgot about
they
that.
always when somebody say I'm a Redskin fan, I know they're a real Redskin fan.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what it we were talking when they were in the name change and they were just gonna be the Washington football team. I was like, well, they kind of should have just kept that one at that point.
Football team.
I agreed. I thought it was cool.
I don't know where the Commanders come from, but that's my team. I love them. Let's roll with it.
No.
Yeah. Ethan?
Oh, yeah. So my next question is, what do you think separates like a good NFL player who's going to play for like 5 to 7 years and a great NFL player who has these extended careers of where you're getting to 8+ and you're getting 2, 3, 4 contracts?
I mean, I hate to say this, but you got to have a little luck.
Yeah.
Staying injury free. You got to be able to have a great work ethic as far as understanding, watching film, understanding your opponent, and learning your opponent, what they're gonna do. And the thing is, that's why they call us professionals. You got to do it to different. You got to do it to different teams every week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For 16 weeks, you got to do it for different teams. You don't know what they're gonna do, but you got to learn their tendencies. You got to learn the things that they are doing. Understand why they're trying to do it, what they're trying to dictate, and what you're trying to dictate. And all you gotta do is look at Tom Brady, man. Tom Brady, you know what I mean? As a quarterback, Emmitt Smith as a running back, you know what I mean? Look at what those guys did, how they handled themselves, how they took care of their body. You know what I mean? And guys that I played with that played a long time, why is he doing it? He's been playing for 10 years, 11 years. He's getting the cold tool, doing contracts, stuff like that. You know what I mean? You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your mind and understand when you're on the field, it's on the field. When you go home, you're at home. You know what I mean? Separate the two and understand it's always gonna be somebody, guys gonna be better than you sometimes, but you're gonna be smarter than him. Stuff like that. Cause like I said, you look at those guys like Brady and those guys, man. All they do is study film. Peyton Manning, all he do is study film. You know what I mean? So you just gotta be better than your opponent by understanding and studying and learning what you're doing, learning your system.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry for this transition, but speaking of Tom Brady, we're going to go into a little bit of Super Bowl talk. I will say I call it the Janet Jackson Super Bowl. I don't actually remember what number of Super Bowl it was. I just know it as a Janet Jackson Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 38.
Okay, cool. So we're going to dive into that a little bit because I think it's incredibly awesome. You were starting running back, in the Super Bowl. So what do you remember most about that journey and that playoff run to the Super Bowl with Carolina?
Starting off the year, going out and beating Jacksonville in a game that we should have lost, but we came back and won. Started from there and going all the way into the playoffs. We won some close games, lost some close games, and being able to be on a team with a defense like that.
Oh yeah,
the defense was great. It was the year before I left. I was still with Washington the year before, and I said, if I get cut or get released from Washington, I'm going to Carolina because their defense is going to be that good.
Yeah.
And got the opportunity to go, man. And, like I said, we won some close games. We won some tough games. And the thing about it, man, it was a team. It was a team effort. It wasn't no single guy. We had guys like Steve Smith, myself, Deshaun Foster, Moose Muhammad, Jake, those guys that had the individual games or whatever. But it was a team effort, man. It was a team effort. We won a lot of team games as being a team.
Yeah. And we've been fortunate enough in having past players who have played in Super Bowls. I always like asking, what's the difference in the intensity leading up to Super Bowl week than it would be, say, any other week? Like, we know Super Bowl week, they make a big thing out of it. So what was that like for you, and what was that intensity like?
It was very intense. I actually don't remember the game.
Oh, really?
Because the thing I remember playing in the game and making some plays or whatever, but we were so focused. We were so focused on the game and what we had to do that as far as enjoying the experience, I'm glad my family got to enjoy the experience.
Right.
I'm glad my kids got to enjoy the experience. But as a player, it was a great feeling, like I said, I didn't remember it so as much, but I remember that the experience, the opportunity, the preparation for it. It was a lot. It was a lot.
I believe it. So that Super Bowl is really famous because of obviously the emergence of Tom Brady. But outside of Tom Brady, what was it like sharing the field with so many players who would go on to become some of the best of the generation, like Steve Smith and all of these other guys?
It was good, great, and to have to see those guys and they still know who I am, like Tom Brady. I seen a little clip on Instagram, and he was talking to one of his teammates, and the guy was calling out names. He's like, "Yeah, awesome, great running back. You played him in the Super Bowl." The guys to really remember you like that. It's just, and Steve Smith. Every time I see him, it's a joke fest. You know what I mean? Musa Muhammad. Every time I see him, it's a joke fest. Ben and Jake, we go at it every time. You know what I mean? And being able to say that we was on one of the best teams Carolina Panthers have ever had, and go and do some of the things that we did, man. It was great. And to be able to argue with the 2015 team and tell Luke Kinkley that, I would run over your ass if I was playing. So
Yeah.
So, but I mean, being able to play with those guys, man, it was a great experience. Coach Fox, John Fox he was a great coach, man. He's a great coach. He was a guy that he told you gonna work hard, and he expected you to work hard, and he got it out of us.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize how good that Panthers, specifically offense was between, like you said, you, Jake Delhomme. I believe Ricky Prohl was on that team too with Steve Smith and Mush Muhammad. Like that offense was pretty stacked.
Yeah, Deshaun Foster.
Yep. So, I mean, yeah, that defense is memorable, but that offense was
no slack now. We weren't no slack. We put some points up on them.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, despite the result, with the Patriots pulling out the win and everything, what lessons from the Super Bowl kind of run and still stick with you today?
It's never over till it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never over till it's over. You know what I mean? I to this day, man, everybody has a number, but you got to live it to its fullest. No matter what you're doing, how you doing it, enjoy it, laugh, love, life.
Perfect. So again, we want to thank you for your time tonight as we get into our lightning round. So this is just quick hitting questions as we wrap up. So one for me is the hardest hitter you ever faced.
Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like that tracks.
Toughest stadium you ever played in?
Old Vet in Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
That rundown, raggedy ass place.
Yeah, sounds like Philly. Anyway, kind of worded weird, but your favorite or closest teammate of all time, like what teammate was it that you really clicked with almost immediately?
Are you saying in the NFL, college, or what?
Just
in anywhere, any level.
Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say in high school, my best friend.
Yeah.
To this day, but still best friends. In college, Fred Beasley.
Yep.
And at Washington, Larry Bowie.
Okay.
I don't know. Y'all remember Larry Bowie? Fullback from Georgia.
Yep.
And Deshaun Foster and Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers, yeah. I was looking back at some of your old teammates across teams and didn't realize. Now I know they're on the defensive side, but like you had some time with like Darryl Green and like Champ Bailey and Washington, and like you said, Julius Peppers in Carolina. I didn't realize that you had played with some of those. So that's kind of where that question came from.
That's when I was in Washington. My locker was beside Darryl Green my whole time.
Okay.
So I got a good close up conversations with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I played with a lot of guys, man. Marco Coleman. You know him?
Yep.
Dan Wilkerson.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I played with some dogs.
Oh yeah.
What about your little stint in St. Louis? Was there anyone you connected with while you were with them?
Steven Jackson.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about two just bulldozers.
Yeah.
Man.
Listen, man.
99 trucking.
That guy there. He was probably one of the strongest running backs I ever seen in my life.
He looked like it.
He definitely looked it.
Because when you see guys falling, they look like little ticks falling off of them.
Yeah.
I mean, he was strong. And the year that I was there, I think that's probably one of his best years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was amazing. I got mad at him one time. That's my last year in the league. I played in St. Louis, and we played on Monday night. So I'm like, just gonna be a good game, prime time game, man. You got to go out and make the Pro Bowl because at the time Pro Bowl was big then. And he having cramps on the field.
Oh.
And I goes out there and say, man, get your ass up. I wasn't ready to come in the game. But he
can't be cramping.
Yeah, he was cramping, but he got up. I said, one play. I'm gonna be in one play. And I hope I said, I hope it's a pass. But no, he was one of those guys, man, that when I was late in my career, but when he comes out of the field, he asked me questions. He understood what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like Deshaun Foster as well. Those type of guys. Those guys, they understood. They came to me for advice. What did I see? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? We pretty much those are the guys that I clicked with when I first got on the team.
Perfect. And again, Mr. Davis, we appreciate your time tonight. Again, we gave us almost an hour, and I want to thank you for doing that for us. So with that being said, I'll give you the floor. If there's any last things that you want to say before you get out of here, we really do appreciate it.
Oh no, man! I really appreciate y'all, man, for inviting me on your show. If you want me anytime in the future, just let me know, and I'll be there. But I would like to ask y'all a question.
Okay. Yeah.
All y'all like AFC East team, AFC West teams. I'm sorry, AFC West teams.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think gonna win the AFC West this year? And I want your honest answer. I don't want no. Okay, this is what I mean. I want an honest answer. Who y'all think gonna win? I know each one of y'all think your team is gonna win, but truthfully, who do y'all think?
I'll start with this one, Ethan, because I think I'm typically the non-biased one in this department. Last year, I picked Denver to win the division, even over the Chiefs, and I think Denver wins the division again this year. I am an old school football fan. I like ground and pound. That's not necessarily a thing anymore, so I tend to lean defense because that's still part of the game, and I love Denver's defense. I think with that, you're in most of, if not all, games. So my honest answer, I think Denver wins the division.
Yeah, I mean, I think Denver has a slight edge, but again, the Chargers are a healthy offensive line away from, I think, being really good as well.
I think Jim Harbaugh will get them going this year.
I agree. No, I was going to say the Chargers. I mean, I'm going to be biased, but
yeah.
I'll also say, so watching you, Amari and Hampton reminds me a ton of how you played, of like that really strong lower half with just like really sneaky long speed of like once he breaks a hole, he can just take off.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers are really close.
Yeah. I think Chargers are close, but I think the surprise gonna be the Raiders though.
No, Cody, I hope you're not watching.
No, I mean, you got to understand. You got to understand football. You know what I mean? I know y'all understand it, but you got to understand. You got a lot of hungry guys coming in
right?
Yeah,
that can play some good football. You know what I mean? And they got some guys at skill position that can get it done. I think they got some guys on defense that can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to buy into the system. But I think they're going to be the surprise this year out of the West.
What do you think of Ashton Genty?
I think he's pretty good. I think he's nice. I like him.
Yeah.
I actually played with Bo Nick's dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
At Auburn.
That's
Auburn, yeah.
Patrick Nix. I actually played with Bo Nick's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we'll have to get you back on about midpoint of the season when the Raiders are sitting at like 2-12 and not quite there. I still think that the Raiders are going to be a much improved team this year. I'm not one of those that I don't know if they're necessarily playoff ready, but I think they could get to like this, 6 to 8 wins, and they're giving themselves a foundation next year for when Mendoza really gets the keys to the franchise, and that they're setting themselves up with expectations now.
Yeah, they are. They are. And that's, I mean, once you set yourself up with expectations like that, man, you're going to go out. You're going to go out and do everything you possibly can and understand what you need to do to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, completely agree. With you being a Commander / Redskins guy, what about your NFC East? We can eliminate the Cowboys. They're not winning the division, but who you think winning the division?
Funny you say that about it. My buddy say he was 8 years old. He was 8 years old when the Knicks won the last NBA championship.
Okay.
And he said Dallas can do it now. I said, well, they got 20 more years to go then. But I think Washington gonna be pretty good. Philly's gonna be Philly. They're gonna be who they are. The Giants, that's gonna be a tough one right there, cause the coaching staff they have now, I think is a great coaching staff for what they're trying to do. Got a young quarterback. I think they're gonna be all right. I'm hoping Washington come out of the East, NFC East. But you got to play the games. You got to play the games.
Absolutely. Every year.
Yes, we have a comment here from one of our followers here that said it's cool to see one of their favorite running backs on our show. And obviously they wanted to give you a shout out to a dude that they watched playing a ton. So thank you again to the Ballers and Briefs Fantasy Sports Show. Appreciate the love, fellas.
Thank you. Tell them thank you, man. Tell them I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then one last one as we get you out of here. Do you still call the Commanders the Redskins?
Yeah, they're always going to be the Redskins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Always.
That, as he said earlier, that's how he knows they're a true fan when they're still calling them the Redskins. So, again, we kept you over an hour. We do, again, I appreciate it. I would love to have you back on anytime just to talk. I mean, I think there's a lot of conversation that can be had just talking football. Again, I loved watching you. That was kind of, I was at the age where I do remember all those games. So, again, I do appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to hang out with us, and hopefully you'll come back on soon.
Oh, no doubt, man. Just let me know when, and I'll be there.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you, man. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Man.
That was great.
Yeah.
So,
Really
I mean, yeah, again, and I always love talking to the former players because we see the perspective of off the field, and I think one thing that stood out to me, and I think it reminds me of Coach Vermeil's, that like when we talked to Coach Dick Vermeil, names, he didn't miss like he was calling names like individuals and all this,
giving credit to them,
giving
for
credit
his success.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, Ethan, that was one of your first former players on being a part of our show. What you think?
I thought it went well. I can't believe we ran a 4.3. Like a 4.33 40 time is like exceptionally fast.
Well,
yeah, there's a reason he was a #1 recruit.
I know. Because I sent that into the group chat because he said, he's like, I was really highly recruited. So I went and looked up his stars. #1 recruit in the entire nation.
Yeah.
Yep.
No joke. And that's kind of where, I mean, obviously every team was recruiting him. I probably worded that one a little wrong. Obviously you're the #1 recruit literally every school in the.
Sent you a letter.
Yeah. Sent you a letter and talked to, I love the Lou Holt story. That's freaking awesome. So, again, I appreciate everyone who chimed in the comments. Boys, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that was fantastic. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it out, help us keep going. We're going to keep having guests on. And
go ahead.
Thank you to everyone for getting us 100K.
That was wild.
We haven't said it yet because we had the interview. Corey and I were on TikTok Live talking about it. But thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who's engaged. Thank you to the 100 people over the last day who followed us on Facebook.
It's crazy.
Thank you to the 50 people who've subscribed in the last 2 weeks. continue to like, continue to subscribe, and continue to help the show.
Yeah, and again, we're going to continue to push these clips out, and I think Ethan's showing his addition to the War Room rather quickly and rather well. He's kind of teaching us all the editing, kind of, you know, the route of doing some of that. So I know Austin and Matt are cooking up some of the graphics that they want to start posting.
Mm-hmm.
So Austin and Maddie, and again, Matt, we love you, miss you. Austin was telling me that Matt was texting him while we were doing our TikTok live about some graphic ideas that he and Austin are going to start working on. So we'll keep editing the clips. We're going to keep the graphics coming. Tomorrow we'll be live. We'll be back here tomorrow night talking about the AFC West receiver rooms. It could be interesting because there's not much really sexy about those, but I think it's going to be a good conversation. It's going to be a good breakdown because we've had some additions, we've had some subtractions, we have maybe some suspensions, or who we don't know what's going to happen with him, but we're going to talk a smidge about the AFC and NFC South. So again, let's give a shout out to, again, our sponsors, Troy and his team over at Kansas Field Ops. For all your court and field markings, please make sure to give Troy and his team a call. Angie and her team and Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice. And again, Jeff and his team, JBW Solutions Studios. We're recording it live out of the JBW Solutions studio here. So again, check them out on all social medias. Again, they're doing big time things. So Hefe and his crew over there are doing their things. Boys, let's go home. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Bolt up.